friends, thank you so much for clicking this video. My name is Chesiyna and you are welcome. So thank you so much for for watching the intro. I hope you enjoyed it. Today I have a different kind of video. It is actually a vulnerable video. The reason why I want to put this out is I believe there are people out there who need this particular encouragement. It's a bit deep and detailed, but it's easy to follow along. I do have my phone for this video because I have 7 points that I want to give you, and I do not want to deviate from the points that I want to give, because it's really important and I believe it will motivate, inspire, and empower you. So let's begin. And this video will really be a conversation. It's straight talk. I'm not putting any chapters. It's just a heart to heart with you guys. Okay? I hope you're ready. So I'm the kind of person who loves to invest in people. If I hear someone is pursuing their purpose, their destiny, they have started their business, or just something that they're really passionate about, I'm the first person. I will ask, where do I sign up? When is it coming out? When are you launching? Do you need any help? Do you need feedback? I'm the kind of person who will try to put like a million emojis on your post and go to your inbox and say, oh, you're doing a good job, and give you all this kudos, because I understand that, hey, this is a big thing. Not too many people are confident enough or bold enough to step into their purpose. So when I see this, I get so giddy. One of the main themes for my blog, in addition to that, my YouTube channel, is purpose and giftings. So you understand why I get so excited. So over the years, be it from friends, whether in my inner circle, outer circle, or just people I don't know, colleagues, I've supported people over the years. If I hear there's a baby shower, I'm the first person. I don't care if you're in Kenya. I'm going to buy a gift. That's the kind of person that I am. I'll buy a gift. I'll send that M-Pesa. There was a time my mom had to give me a talk one day, and she was like, okay, she calls me Chamasop. Chamasop, you need to tone it down a bit, but at the end of the day, I always tell God that you've given me this big heart to serve and to love on people and to invest in people. And in the future, I hope my bank account will match so that I can be able to really match the heart that I have. And that's a talk that I gave God. So in any case, I've done all these things for people over the years, and I do it not expecting any kind of return. I do it selflessly, right? And if you're watching this video and if you typed on YouTube search and you found it, I believe you're that kind of person as well. You love to help people. It doesn't mean that it's monetary assistance. It could be emotional, even feedback. You don't understand how even comments on a YouTube channel go a long way. So I'm not talking about monetary assistance. You can help in other ways. So yes, so I remember that over the years, certain people anyway, have got to know just bits of my dreams and aspirations. And when I would share like bits and pieces of what I want to do, people were quick to say, hey, when you launch or when you do this, I'll be the first one to assist you. I'll help you edit your book. I'll help you with this. I'll help you with this information. So at the back of my mind, I was like, I'm building some kind of reserve of help. I was like, hey, you know that verse that says, give and it shall come back to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over. I was like, whoa, my I've given so much, I'm ready to receive when it's my turn. That's just how I saw it, right? So in 2020, June of 2020, I lost my father. And I'm telling you, it was like one of these movies, these Nigerian movies, where people scattered, like for real. People disappeared. People who I thought would be part of my destiny journey. I saw them in my future. In my head, I was just making plans of, okay, once I make it big, I'm going to be able to help this person with that. Like, that's how I was thinking, guys. That's how I was thinking. So when my father passed away, people scattered. One person in particular, she was work colleague, and it was one of these people who I spent so much time with, so much time on the phone, you know, speaking and talking about our aspiration, talking about our kids and all this. And when I told her that my father passed away, she just said sorry, and she changed the topic of the conversation. So at first I was like, okay, maybe she didn't want me to be sad or something like that. But after that, she never called, she never texted. Even after me sending out like information about my dad's funeral, she never did anything at all. And in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my goodness, didn't I help this individual when they lost their grandparents? I was there. I was asking, do you need a care package? Do you need this? I was front and center. But you know, work friends sometimes are kind of finicky. But at the end of the day, I believed that I had some kind of relationship with this individual. So it was kind of like a snowball effect. And my siblings too had witnessed the same thing, where people who my father helped, they disappeared. So, oh my goodness, I don't know, I'm laughing, but it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's just funny that, dude, some people are fake. So in any case, for me and my siblings in general, we just got this rude shock of, wow, you think you know people. You think you know people, but you truly do not. And when my father passed away, there was like some legal issues with his estate, and people really, I just felt as if, oh my goodness, I didn't want to cry in this video, so I won't cry, but I just felt, my siblings and I in general, just felt like we were alone. And then in 2021, I started writing. Oh, actually, I'd already started writing my book. I started writing it December of 2020. So in April of 2021, I finished writing my book, and now I wanted the process of like editing it, and I reached out to a couple of people who are like, oh yeah, we'll help you with this and stuff. Man, it was it's like you call this person, it's like, mteja hapatikani kwa sasa, or in English it's the number you dialed is no longer available. Okay, actually the phone, I'm just exaggerating. The phone rang, but they weren't picking, they weren't responding to the messages, were being blue ticked, and I was like, whoa, these are people who pledged to assist me. But now when I'm making it known that, hey, I'm actually taking the steps to walk in my purpose, walk in my calling, that's when people disappear. So that's the root shock that I have. And it was there were so many, and it came in like a rapid succession, to the point that I was like, whoa, is this a wake-up call? Like, God, look at all the things that I've invested in people. You know my heart. So why is this happening? So I felt as if it was, since my father passed away, it was as if there was this, what do they call it? oh gosh, I won't even try to say it. I know it in Swahili, but I won't even say it because maybe I'll mess it up. But uteo. It's like uteo, something like that. But basically it was as if there was a separation of the wheat from the chaff. And it was painful. I would like to sit here and say that, oh wow, you know, they weren't meant for me, so that's fine and all this. But it was painful. I'm fortunate enough because I have friends from the first grade. I have childhood friends who are long-term. I know those are my ride or dies. They're with me. But even if someone was a friend in my outer circle, I value my, should I say this word, like ecosystem of friendships and relationships so much. I don't want to see anyone stepping outside of it. I want to maintain those people and be a blessing to them in the future or even currently. So I just felt when it came to a separation of the wheat and the chaff, so many people fell off. It was crazy. It was really crazy. So, and it was hard to watch, and that's why I'm posting this. As I said, it's a vulnerable video, but I'm posting it because I know there are people out there. Maybe you want to start something, or maybe you have already started it and you're not getting the same support that you gave to people. I remember there was this particular individual that I met in this like kind of blogging circles, and they were launching a book, and I was the first person to really support them. I didn't even know this individual. I just met them and I supported her book launch. I supported her, like I think even I bought 3 copies of her book. And when time for this person just went, it was radio silence. So I'm saying this just to give you a bit of examples of how much things changed overnight. Yes, so that is the background for what I'm saying, so that I can be able to go to my phone and tell you my 7 tips so that you can hang on to this. Okay, so let's start with tip 1. Okay, I hope you know, I was writing this so fast. I hope it makes sense. Okay. The people that I invested in the most, the ones I saw in my purpose journey, the people I helped the most, they scattered. So I think I mentioned that. Usually people think that the same people that are in this season will be there in the next season. But that's not the case. If you want to watch my video about elevation requires separation, you can go back and watch that because it really has some good gems in regards to that point. And then let's see. You don't need everyone to have your back. You just need one person, and that person can be God. And that is true. You just need one yes. So don't sit, if you're waiting to launch something and you feel as if, oh, I don't have a quorum, I don't have a big group of people to support me. Guess what? If God says yes, that's the only yes that you need, okay? Another thing is God will send destiny helpers. And we think destiny helpers are usually people we know, but they could be people of a different race, ethnicity, tribe, and background. And this is so true. I remember when it came to editing my book, I just told God, hey, you told me to write this book, so you're just gonna find someone to edit it, because I don't have the capacity at this point with the way things are going and the way all my people who I thought would be there for me are just disappeared. So I just remember finding this lady, different race, like everything was completely different from what I would expect, right? But she ended up being such a blessing. I remember that email that I sent over to her company. And she responded, she said, "Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to assist you in your purpose, in your journey," and all this. It was such a beautiful, this is someone who doesn't know me from anywhere. It's just a cold email. And she responded in such a way that I was like, wow, some of my friends are not even responding to my text messages. And this individual with this cold email, they were just God sent. That's why I'm saying that if God is telling you to start something, guess what? Just be obedient, because He will figure everything out for you. Everything will work out for you. So yeah, just be obedient and move forward. And then another thing is, keep in mind the people who are stepping up to assist you. Like for me, I remember there were so many of my book ended up becoming a bestseller. But guess what? A lot of the people who are sharing it out were people who I don't even know. There were some people from Zambia. I was like, who are these people sharing these books? There were some people from my college who were not necessarily really close to me. I wish I could give you their names, but you know, they're private, so I wouldn't. They know how much they mean to me. But yeah, I remember one individual, I went with her to college and she found out that I'm releasing a book. She said, okay, I'm buying 10 because I have my friends, my family in Kisumu, and yeah, I need to send for them 10 copies. And I was like, wow, people were buying the book, and it wasn't people who I don't even know. Other people from West Africa, like I got support from all over the world. Not to say that I was like a New York bestseller. No, I was just an Amazon bestseller, and it lasted for like, I think, a week. But yeah, it was just heartwarming to see that, wow, there were the people who are going into my DM saying, wow, your book reminds me of this writer, you know, you have that gift, and just keep going. So it's just amazing, the people who came forward. And you know, family, like it's just amazing the way people really stood up for me, and it means a lot. And for me, I don't want to lie, I've taken mental note of all the kind things that people have done and said, and I hope in the future I can be a blessing to them. I really hope, and I'm praying on them. I'm genuinely praying on them. And yes, yeah, it's just really deep. It's really deep. Another shout out that I have to give is oh my goodness, I don't want to cry, but my friends from Strathmore were so kind. This can't be the first YouTube video that I cry, so let me get it together. Yeah, so anyway, my friends from like Strathmore were like really kind and sweet, and a couple of them were like, maybe they were gassing me up, but they were like, oh wow, we need autographed copies and stuff. But some of them actually bought copies from Amazon, and I know Amazon doesn't deliver directly to Kenya, but you can just imagine the lengths that people went to support me. It meant a lot during a time when I just felt so alone and I was mourning my dad. So yeah, that meant a lot. Whew, okay, so since my tears have dried, let's move let's move on to the next one, if I can read. So the next one is the most important. It's the most important, and it hits a nerve for me, because I'm the kind of person that I will go at all lengths to help people. But once I find out that, wow, you're not for me, I don't have a problem with cutting people off. I'm an INFJ, and there's this term we use in the INFJ community, like door slam. Like, you'll be so kind, you'll be so patient, you'll go at lengths to help people, but it's like, wow. When it's done, it's like, okay, I'm washing my hands, you're not for me, okay, that's fine. But it takes a lot. When I say it takes a lot, it takes a lot. So I have to confess, that's like, that's something that that I recognize I have. But, you know, obviously God is working on me. I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect. But one thing is, what I wrote here is this, the fact that people are abandoning you and they're doing all, you know, all these things. What I would say is this shouldn't scare you or deter you from being yourself or helping people. It's just a flag. Oh, what did I write here? Okay, wait, let me just rephrase this because this doesn't make any grammatical sense. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so basically, the fact that people are not supporting you shouldn't deter you from being yourself. It shouldn't crush your spirit. What you should do is just take a mental note. Okay, this one is probably not for me. And then pray for discernment. God, how should I approach this relationship moving forward? How should I approach this situation moving forward? So it's like, you shouldn't ignore it. I don't believe you should ignore the signs or the flags. You shouldn't. So it's just taking a mental note like, okay, noted. Pray for discernment on how to move forward. But that doesn't mean that the next person who is asking for help or asking for assistance, you should be like, oh, for me, I wasn't helped, so I'm not going to help anyone. And I think that's how I've seen people here on, like, people who end up becoming very successful. It reaches a point that like, oh, no one helped me coming up, so guess what? I'm not gonna help anyone. I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep all my secrets and all this to myself. So you just have to really go to God and just take your hurt to God and say, hey, this really hurt me. You know, when this person did this, like, you guys don't understand. I'm an empath. I remember there was a time I watched someone on Tuko News, and guys, I was crying so much. I was so moved to the point that I helped them. And I remember telling one of my sisters who was a probation officer, and she was like, what? Ebo, you have to be, like, my family knows my heart, and sometimes they're like, Chamasop, they usually refer to me as my middle name. You know, you have to really protect yourself. You know, so I'm the kind of person who will probably dig into my purse and get my last dollar to help someone. That's the kind of person that I am. But at the same time, my prayer to God is, hey, you gave me a big heart, so guess what? Match my pocket so that I can be able to assist people. So that is it, folks. Another thing is, of course, set your boundaries, because for me, I feel as if, and there's another book that I read, maybe I'll go over it. Okay guys, I am back. My camera actually cut me off. I didn't even realize that it stopped recording, so I don't even know where it stopped. So just to reiterate what I previously said, in case it got cut off, is if you feel as if people are not supporting you, please don't let that crush your spirit or deter you from being yourself or helping other people in future. Please do not let that crush the essence of who you are. Don't let it crush your spirit, because there's a reason why you have to be true to yourself as you move forward in your purpose. You know, God selected you as you are. As it says in the Bible, He knitted you in your mother's womb. So that is something so intricate. It's something so intimate. So with you being the way you are with your personality, please don't switch it up and become this rough person just because you're jaded. Don't do that. Like, for me, as I said, I'm just taking mental notes like, okay, this person is not for me. God, how do you want me to approach this friendship moving forward? And also setting boundaries. As I said previously, in case it got cut off, is read books about boundaries and how to establish it, because for me, I guess I really didn't have these boundaries, and I feel as if I had this reckless abandon as far as helping people at my expense of my feelings, or yeah. So that's just what I wanted to tell you, is just keep going, and trust me, I hope to review this video in the future and look back and say, wow, I've come a long way. So again, I hope you don't take this video for granted. It's a vulnerable video. I don't like being vulnerable on camera. I don't, but I feel as if, as I said, this is something that was impressed on my heart, and I feel as if it would really encourage people who are going through the same thing. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much for clicking this video. I really appreciate it. And guess what? I will see you on the next one.